All right, welcome to Phonics with Mrs. Bernstein. Let's get started. We're going to continue our learning from yesterday. So hopefully you still have your sort paper that we were working, because we're going to need that with all of our ways to make the aw sound. So grab that. We're going to do a little bit more reading in our story of Jack and the Beanstalk, because there's that sound again. So let's take a look. What was the new concept, and what ways do we make the aw sound? Okay, so the most common way we learned was A-U. Vowel team, A-U says aw. Then we have A-W. A-W, vowel team, aw. Then we have this vowel team, or a vowel unit with A-U-G-H. All four of those letters together say aw. And the last way we learned was with that letter A. Often it is followed by the L. Okay, that's why the L's there. This is not a vowel team with an L. The L does not act as a vowel. It just is often the AL pattern. However, A is the letter that is making the aw sound. All right, before we jump into our sort, let's read a little bit more in our story, Jack and the Beanstalk. All right, here's our story. Remember, we talked about, here's that sound, aw, and that word stalk, and we happen to actually have it in the last name of Walker as well. So yesterday we left off with Jack he climbs up the beanstalk to the clouds. Here we go. Finally, he reached the land of the clouds and stepped off the beanstalk. There it is again. On the fluffy gray ground, in the distance, he could see a huge castle. Jack walked, there it is again, walked straight up to it and knocked on the door. He heard the clank of the keys being turned, the rumble of bars being slid back, and the rattle of the chains being unfastened. Then, at last, a huge door creaked open a crack, and he saw, there it is again, aw, a little old woman peering at him by the light of a candle. "You can't come in," she whispered. "He'll be back soon. Go away." "Please," Jack begged. "I'm a stranger here, and I'm starving hungry. Can't I just pop in for a quick something to eat?" The woman looked at him more closely and, there it is again, saw that he was a nice-looking lad with a ready smile. "Very well, you can come in for a minute," she said, "but don't let him catch sight of you." "Who's he?" asked Jack in a way that made "Who's he?" asked Jack as they made their way along the dusty castle corridor to the big kitchen. Lining the walls are mounds of huge bundling sacks, which jiggled as Jack brushed against them. "The giant, of course. If he catches you, he will eat you for sure. He's got a foul temper, so you'd better keep out of his way. Hide among the sacks if you hear him coming." Then, just as he finished speaking, there was a crashing of heavy footsteps outside of the room. Jack only managed to hide behind a heap of sacks when the door burst open and in barged the giant. "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of a stinky man. Where is he, woman? Where are you hiding him?" The giant sniffled his way around the room until he came close to where Jack was hiding. "Oh, don't be silly," said the old woman. "All you smell is the stew I've made, and I was trying a bowl of it to make sure it was good enough for you. Would you like some?" Soon the giant had slurped his way through the enormous bowl of stew. He belched loudly, then demanded, "Fetch me my goose. I want some more gold." We're going to stop there and we'll finish that on Thursday. All right. So you're going to grab your sort. And yesterday we added some words. I think we had more words than that, but we have draw and small. We're going to add some more words today. Here we go. All right. You should have draw. Remember, A-W, it has the aw sound. We have small. There's the A. All, let's do that one now. Okay, our vowel pattern is the A, and it says aw for all. All right, what's our pattern here? A-U-G-H, and we know that all says aw. So we have lots of letters, but only 3 sounds. K, ought, caught. Here we go. What's our sound? Well, our vowel pattern is that A again. So let's sound it out. Bald. Bald. Like to have no hair. Bald. Okay. All right, our next word. What's our vowel pattern? A-W. A-W says aw. Our word is saw. Our next one, there's that A-W again. So what's our pattern? A-W, it says aw. What's our word? Stir, stir, aw, straw. Maybe it's what you drink from in your cup. Maybe it's what you use for animals. The animals will eat the straw, or they sleep in the straw. Now we've got a lot going on in this word. Here's our AU. What does AU say? Well, AU says aw. And you're like, that we have an E at the end. That's a silent E, but it's not helping the vowel in the middle. You're right. That's because remember the rule. If you have an E, follow an E, I, or Y after a C, it's going to make the soft sound. S. That's one of the jobs of a silent E. So our word is sauce, sauce. Put that in your AU column. Here's another A-U. See it? A-U says aw. Let's start at the beginning. L-aw-nch. Launch. The spaceship will launch into the sky. Launch. There. Oh, we did that one twice. There's that word small again. That's awesome. We can reread that. Okay, there's that A again. Salt, salt. Write that one down. Okay, what's our pattern? Well, I see an A-W. What does A-W say? Aw. Aw, thaw. Like now that winter is over, everything will thaw as it warms up. A-U. What does A-U say? Aw. Let's start at the beginning. Alt, fault. It is no one's fault. Fault. A-W again. Yawn, yawn. That is a big yawn when you are tired. Yawn. There's that A again. So let's do it. A says aw in our words. Ch, aw, k, chalk. Don't really hear the L in that. Ch, alk, chalk. Chalk, chalk. This rhymes. Walk, walk. We had that word. We talked a little bit about that in our story that we read. Walk. All right, there's that AU. And then we have a silent E at the end. Remember, that is because a word cannot end with an S unless we want it to be plural. And so we have to cover that S up with a silent E. There's another job of our silent E. Pause, pause. You need to pause what I am doing. Pause. All, mall. All right. Just some of our sounds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Here we go. Aw. Ooh. 2 sounds. Ooh. Aw. Oi. Oi. Er. R. Er. Aw. So we know 2 sounds. We've got ow and o. Er. O. Aw. Ow. I. Or. All right, let's jump ahead. I know that there are quite a few more. Let's jump ahead to our words. Here we go. B, a, ol, ball, n, haunt, hawk, hawk, sh, all, shawl, alm, calm, ah, caw, ah, raw. Awesome. All right, before we go, let's take a moment. It's going to be important to practice our new words and our new sounds. So let's take a moment to fluently read. So remember, we have 4 ways that we learn to say the aw sound. AU is first. Let's go through. Sauce, launch, fault, pause. Then we had AW. Here we go. Draw, saw, straw, thaw, and yawn. Notice that the AU can only come in the middle of the word. We could never end a word with the AU. Most of the time, the AW is going to come at the end unless it's followed by an L or an N. And then we had AUGH, caught. And then we had our A over here. Sorry, I have some bumpies. Here we go with our aw. So we had small, all, bald, salt, chalk, walk, and mall. Continue to practice those if you can. Come up with some more of your own. There are a lot more words that we could add to the list. All right, friends, we'll see you all on Thursday. Keep practicing the aw sound.